The Dragon Flag Airwalk is a really impressive gravity-defying move that beginners just branching out into intermediate level calisthenics can tackle pretty early on. So that's what this video is going to be all about. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. I'm Ryan and this is Minus the Gym, where we get fit and healthy with no gym necessary. And this video is going to be all about the Dragon Flag Airwalk, which is such a cool move. But before we dive into it, I just want to mention something really important. My Dragon Flag tutorial, which I recommend you check out first, uses the top position of the Dragon Flag and you work your way down. And the reason for that is the top position of a Dragon Flag is actually the easiest because there's the least resistance from gravity coming down on you. But as you get more and more horizontal, then there's more and more load coming down. So that's why I recommend basically doing a leg lift with hip raise to get into the top position and then working on eccentrics to really get the Dragon Flag initially. And then once you're ready to start working on airwalking, then you work from the bottom up because it's more difficult. Now, for the first progression for the Dragon Flag Airwalk, we're going to get in position underneath whatever apparatus you're going to be using. I'm using the base bench by Base Blocks in this video, but you can do Dragon Flags, holding onto the bottom of a railing or holding onto a fence post or anything that's anchored and really, it's not going to move. It should be anchored into the ground or you should be laying on it. And you can use a neutral grip or a pronated grip. Either one is fine, as long as you're able to press up on the apparatus. And what you're going to do is you're going to press up to really engage the lats, and you should be pinching those shoulder blades together. And then what you're going to do is you're going to activate the glutes and the erector spinae going down your back, and that's going to really help you arch that lower back. So your lower back should be off the ground. And lastly, you want to drive the heels down into the floor. That's going to activate the hamstrings, and really your whole back, like your whole posterior side, should be off the floor. And this is the Dragon Flag plank. I recommend working on holding this Dragon Flag plank for upwards of 30 to 60 seconds. And once you're able to do multiple sets of it like that, then you should be ready to move on to the next progression. So next we're going to do Dragon Flag sliders. And the way you do this is you're going to get into a Dragon Flag plank, but then make sure you're wearing socks and you're on slippery floors because you're going to slide your feet backwards into a glute bridge. Then go ahead and lower down and reset back into a Dragon Flag plank, and then again slide the heels back into a glute bridge. And you're going to repeat that for reps. I recommend building up to, 5 to 10 reps per set. I think 8 reps was what I initially aimed for, but this is really going to help strengthen the hamstrings, which will be essential for when you walk up into a Dragon Flag from the bottom position. Now, for the third progression, it's really going to start to get tricky. You're going to get into the Dragon Flag position, of course, as always, making sure you're really pinching the shoulder blades, you're activating those lats, pressing up on the apparatus, but you're going to get into a glute bridge. And from the glute bridge position, you're going to extend one leg, and what you're going to do is sort of hop from one leg to the other, alternating which leg is extended and which foot is on the floor. I call this the Dragon Flag Glute Bridge March because you can do glute bridge marches even when you're not working on your Dragon Flags, but in this case, we are in the Dragon Flag position, and what you're going to notice is if you're applying the force correctly with your back muscles, you should be able to get some hang time as you're hopping and alternating feet. And once you're really able to feel that hang time as you do the glute bridge marches, then you're ready to move on to the next progression. Now, this fourth and final progression is what I call glute bridge transitions, because you're going to transition from the glute bridge to the bottom position of a Dragon Flag. So get onto your apparatus or beneath it, make sure the lats and erector spinae are engaged, and get into a glute bridge position. Then extend one leg, and with one leg extended, when you feel ready, extend that second leg so that you are holding the bottom position of a Dragon Flag just briefly for like a second before you lower back down. And when you feel ready after a short rest, repeat for another rep. These can be really tricky, but once you're able to consistently do multiple reps of this, holding that bottom position for at least a second before you go back down into the glute bridge, then you should be ready to start working on airwalking. So now that you have the strength, you can do your Dragon Flag Airwalk by getting into a Dragon Flag plank. Make sure your whole posterior side is activated. You're really pinching those shoulder blades, activating the lats. And what you want to do is you want to tuck one leg. And then once that leg is tucked, extend it higher than it was before while simultaneously tucking the other leg, and you just alternate between tucking and extending, going higher and higher with each step. You can think of it like you're bicycle kicking as you do your dragon flag, and it will take some practice at first. I'm still working on it. It still feels a little awkward to me, and I've been working on it for, I don't know, a year and a half or something like that. But what's really fun is you can put on music. Just find the beat to the music, right, the tempo, and try to extend your legs to the beat. On each beat, you're extending the next leg, and try to really straighten the leg. That's the hardest part for me, is to get your whole body rigid right on the beat with every step. But once you start to get the hang of it, you really feel it, and it's fun to practice. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this one. I love this move. It's not a popular one. It's not one I hear about a lot, but it's, like I said, beginners branching off into intermediate can work on this, and it's really impressive. It's like gravity defying, but not that advanced. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, if you found this useful, please hit that like button to support my video. And if you want to stay in touch and learn more from me, hit that subscribe button. Maybe share this with friends who might want to learn the same move. And with that said, I will see you in the next video. Talk to you then.